All right, guys, let's look at the final process here. Hopefully everybody's done and ready to turn this thing in. Um, we've got a couple of pictures that we need to take, or you have some pictures you need to take of your project in order to get full credit for it. So in order to get full credit for this project, I'm looking for 10 pictures, 10 photos. The first photo is the front. I want to see a flat view of the front. So you can set it straight on a table in front of you, and then from in front, you can take a photo of the thing. You can lay it down on a table, and from in the air, take a photo looking down upon it. But I want to see the whole front of it with as much detail as I possibly can. The second photo that I want to see is from the side view. I definitely want to see how the side of your model ended up looking. So take one side view, pick the best side. You get to decide which one is the best. The next photo I want to see is the top view. So I want you to take a photo looking straight down on top of the whole thing so that I can see from the center of the top view. I want to be able to see all these little pieces in here and everything else that you cut out. See that this piece here is put on flat, even though my piece has a little wave to it. I want to see the top view, okay? The next photo that I want to see, photo number 4, is the plate marks. So if you lay this thing down, I need you guys to take a photo that's going to show me your plate marks. So I'm going to zoom in here just a little bit. I'm looking for 4 plate marks, okay? And this is the best place to take that photo, is in this corner. Here we have the stud marks, which is an X, a J, a K, and a C for the cripples. So we have the jack studs, the king studs, the cripples, and the plate marks. I want to see these plate marks right here, so these 4. The next thing I want to see is the bird's mouth. So I want you to take a photo as good as you can of the bird's mouth, and I want to see the bird's mouth on this corner, top left corner when you're standing in front of this thing. So I want to see how good this bird's mouth looks or how sloppy it is. If it's sloppy, it doesn't matter. If you did it and you succeeded at making it, even if it was a little loose, I'm still going to give you full credit for it. So these projects weren't easy. They were really difficult, and I applaud everybody who got them done. Let's see. The next photo I'm looking for is the header. I want to see a picture of your headers, but not just from the front. I need you to show it to me from an angle where I can actually see that you laminated plywood in between the 2 layers or cardboard or something. So you got to take a photo that shows that. I want to see all 3 layers of that header. Okay. I want to see the 7th photo should be the inside corner stud for the 4-post corner. So from the inside, okay, this has to be from the inside. I want to see that you have left a little bit of room in here for your 4-post corner. And then the next photo is of your 3-post corner right in here. Let's see if I can get the video to zoom in on this. Okay, so I want you to show me that this piece here has room for drywall on this inside wall right here. Okay, that's that one. Then the plumb cut. So if you take a photo, you back this up a little bit, of this rafter or any of the rafters being parallel with the wall, that's a plumb cut, meaning it's plumb to the ground. It's straight up and down from the ground wherever it sits. I will know that that is a plumb cut, and you will get credit for that photo. If you can, I would really love you to label these photos too. It'll make it a lot easier to grade and easier for me to make sure you get the credit for the right photo. Because I will not give you guys, one photo will not give you credit for all 10 of these. Each photo is going to be worth its own 10 points for one category. The 10th photo should be of the gable end nailer. So this in here is your gable end nailer. So when you have a house, you have the gable end here. Anytime you have a roof that comes up, this is the gable end, and the nailer was the flat piece that we put on the inside here. What makes it a nailer is the fact that on the inside, from here, you can see there's somewhere for drywall to sit. If we put a piece of drywall in here on the ceiling, I could nail it from 3 different locations. I could nail it here, there, and over in the end. That is why that area down here is the gable end nailer. Okay? So those are all the things that I'm looking for this project. to get a full 100 points on it. This will conclude your grade on everything. I'm not going to be grading everything. Looks like one of my little studs came loose here. I got to reglue that one. So I'm not going to be looking at everything for perfection. I'm looking that you completed it and that you learn the process. If you guys turn in photos of what I'm looking for and you present to me what you built and express to me that you learned the information in our presentations on Monday and Tuesday, then you will end up getting full credit for the entire project. So we still have a big chunk of your grade is the presentation, which is coming Monday and Tuesday for the final grade in the class. But as far as the project goes, this being the biggest project, you will have quite a bit of points, 100 points here in this project. Again, first photo is the front, second is the side, third is the top, fourth is the plate marks, the fifth is the bird mouse, the sixth is the header inside area in there, the seventh is inside corners, 4 posts, the eighth is the 3 post inside corner, and then you have the plumb cuts of the rafter tails, and then you have the gable and nailer, which is number 10. So if you are, in addition to these things, also interested in getting extra credit, let me show you a couple things you can do for extra credit. If you take your styrofoam and you cut it out in a way that it is just a little bit bigger. So I made my styrofoam maybe about a 1/16 bigger than the cavity, so that if I were to put it here and I pull on it, it gets a little narrower. I can stretch it into the wall cavity and it kind of shrinks itself back in. It will hold itself in place. I don't even need to glue it, okay? See if I can do that to this one without getting my hands caught in here. So that's that one, and then I got one more. And so you'll notice that these are all cut to an angle, and this is a cutaway section view. So this line here from the foam lines up, but it doesn't line up here because obviously you have a window opening. This would actually have a window in it. That, what it does is it gives me what I'm looking for is 1 inch of exposed foam, 1 inch of exposed plywood, and then you have a bunch of this waterproofing Tyvek. This is the Tyvek that I glued on here. And then after that, you would have the siding, lap siding. So these are all the popsicle sticks or tongue depressors that I gave you guys. Together, these components demonstrate the way in which the wall would go together. They show me an extra level of mastery. If you are in my master's or honors class, excuse me, not master's, if you're in the honors class, this is expected of you guys. I want you to show me these things and show me that you understand this process, that we have insulation in the walls, we have plywood that goes on the wall. Outside of the plywood, we have the waterproofing barrier or the Tyvek, and then we have the siding that goes on top of that. In addition to this, I'm also looking for a couple of things on the roof. If I flip this up here, I'm going to add this roof component. So this is my actual piece of sandpaper that I had left over. I cut it out in a couple of spots, just made some slits in it with some scissors. You can do it with a lot of different things. In fact, this will actually tear as well. But if you are going to cut it with something with your parents' permission and their supervision, turning it upside down, you want to cut it from the back side, not the rough side. This is going to simulate the shingle, which sits on top of the waterproof barrier, which we call felt. Remember, this is 30-pound roofing felt. And that sits on top of the plywood, which is on top of our rafters. So I'm hoping that you guys can demonstrate all of these things for me as we covered in class on our Tuesday and Monday timetable in class. And then for our final exams, we can finish up whoever hasn't gone yet, or we'll hopefully be done with everybody by then. And during the actual final period, we will have time to do some other fun stuff. I hope this answers everybody's questions, gets everybody the information they need to finish their final projects and get it turned into me. I will add a little area on Canvas for you guys to turn in your assignments digitally to me. They need to be turned in on Canvas, please. I will only be grading them through Canvas. If you email me or text me your photos, I will not grade them that way. If you're having trouble on Canvas and you want to email them to me, I will use that as a timestamp to prove that you got it done on time, and I won't mark you late. That's fine for the timestamp, but I will not grade it unless it's in Canvas. You need to turn it in through Canvas because when it's in there, that's how I can add the grade to that picture, that file that you sent, which then adds it to the actual roster. It's been interesting trying to put this thing together. I hope you guys had some fun with this. I know it's really difficult. This is a very detail-oriented project. There's a lot of terminology, a lot of technical stuff, but this is the fundamental and basics of building a house, which, and a lot of this stuff came to the fundamental and basics of, understanding wood and woodworking. When you have the different grain direction, taking the knots in and out of things, having to cut stuff, learn how to use a saw, look at the grain direction and the blade direction in which a saw cuts. There was a lot of different aspects of this, and it's all connected. So I hope you guys did enjoy the project, and you got something out of it that you can use later on. Anyway, let me know if you guys have any questions. You've got my contact information. Good luck.